safest place for them is in the Jamaica Museum under the protection of the Institute of Jamaica. So we must remember that the Jamaica Music Museum is ours, and it can only ever be as good as we make it. This collection of records, films, and documents will be an invaluable part of the museum, which is still in its embryonic stages. We have identified property downtown, because downtown is going to be the place to be in the future. It is the place for those of us who were born and bred downtown. We always knew that. But I want to just say to everybody else, go hold your little piece of space downtown, because that is the future. And the Music Museum will be located downtown because we have identified a space for it. Now, while we talk about the museum, I just want to also say that the JBC archives, which was plundered, we have been getting collections to replenish the archives. We have put everything in a safe place, and we recently got equipment which was funded by Chase, where we will be able to digitize the entire collection. Now, what is also important here, that I know that in government sometimes various ministries and individuals in different agencies tend to be territorial. But we are determined that we are going to have a join-up relationship. So there is a relationship between the Jamaica Music Museum with the archive, the JBC archives, with the National Library, CPTC, with the JCDC, and with all the cultural entities that have collections. And so when we pull that all together, we will be able to recognize how rich we are with all our cultural inventory. And once we pull it together, I will be ensuring that we do a rights inventory, because a lot of this material, which belongs to Jamaica, is valuable. People come here and they do the research. They go and they say, okay, I want a little bit of that, a little bit of this. And they go and they make their documentary and they write their books. And Jamaica doesn't benefit. And so one of the tasks that I hope to accomplish before I leave the position in which I sit, or before I'm relieved of it, because you know when you're in politics anything is possible, that I will ensure that we're able to pull all our valuable, our wealth of cultural and heritage material together, and that we will able to use it to leverage, to create wealth, to bring in revenue to Jamaica, and to ensure that whenever people come from outside of Jamaica to use our material, that the country benefits from it. Now, Jamaica's musicians have never been strangers to philanthropy and fully understand the value of giving back for the greater good of the community and of the nation. Every musician who has studied at the feet of an older musician knows what I speak of. The Jamaican Music Museum cannot become a vibrant symbol of the strength and global impact of Jamaican music without the help of the musicians who have charted the path and those who have blazed the trail across the globe. We must create a museum where the whole world will sit up and take notice of us. We are going through some changes right now. And sometimes when I think of us as a country that is predominantly of African background and heritage, I say to myself, if we don't know where we're coming from, we do not really know where we're going. And I'm saying that in relation to the music, because the younger musicians of the day must understand the roots of the music. And this month, Reggae Month, it was to the roots. Last year, it was to the world. And so it is important that those who are now at the forefront of the music understand that anything they do could destroy this rich heritage that has been built over the years by those who have struggled. They didn't have technology that we now have. They didn't have the computers. It was from their natural ability to produce and to create. And I don't want ever to hear that this generation is taking them for granted, because you have done a tremendous job in giving us a solid foundation. And so we must create a museum where the whole world will sit up and take notice. The addition of this museum to the Jamaican landscape is fundamental as we create exhibitions that highlight the journey of Jamaican music. And as I said earlier, we must remember that we're talking about Jamaican music from Kete to reggae. And that out of all of this, when we talk about dancehall and we talk about rhythm and we talk about all the things that make us feel good about our music, we must remember that if we don't ensure that we protect it, if we don't ensure that we continue to make the world respect it, if we don't ensure that every individual in this room and outside of this room who has a stake, who either was a producer, a writer, a singer, a dancer, whatever you played, even if you're a part of a community from out of which it came, you have a responsibility. And right now, reggae music, the roots of the music, we are calling on the community to stand up and take charge. If we don't take charge, we're going to lose it to the second and the third generation of Jamaicans in the diaspora. I don't mind them being a part of it because that's a greater Jamaica. But not only that generation will take charge of it, but all those who love reggae music, all the non-Jamaicans who love reggae music, they are going to take it from us. They are the ones getting most of the work now. They're the ones who non-Jamaicans understand when they perform. They are the ones who are getting the bookings overseas. Why? Because we have taken our roots for granted, we are taking our music for granted, and we are allowing those who are out there abusing it, we're allowing them to get away with it. We need to take charge again and guide them. I want to thank you all for listening to this long presentation I've made. And at this time, I just want to say thank you. I'll be sitting right there. And as the program progresses, I'm going to whisper something in Herbie's ears, because I want to pay special homage and recognition to an individual who is sitting here this afternoon. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Right now,